School, home of your Plymouth Panthers. You are witnessing history in the making as the first game is played on the new turf on Finke Field. Here's a big thank you to our major turf contributors: Sargento Cheese, Masters Gallery, Bank First, and Glacier Transport. Tonight in interconference action, your Plymouth Panthers of the East Central Conference host the Redwings of Sheboygan South High School and the Fox River Class South Conference. And now, please rise if you are able and join with us in honoring America and the troops that defend it in the playing of our national anthem. And now, here are the Sheboygan South Redwings team and coaches.
Good evening and welcome to Finke Field as the Plymouth Panthers host their first game of the 2022 regular season home game against the Sheboygan South Redwings. I am Josh up here along with my broadcast partner for this evening, Scott Richards. Scott, how are we doing?
Happy, it couldn't be better. A beautiful night for football. The new field looks gorgeous.
Yep.
Congratulations to everybody, our sponsors, Sargento, Masters Gallery, Glacial Transit and Storage, and Bank First National. We got Kurt Zulp on the camera. Mike Briggs pretty much just getting in our way. And other than that, it should be a great night for football.
Yeah. Plymouth comes in 1-0 with a win 28-21 over Sheboygan North last week in a very hard-fought opening night game. Sheboygan South comes in with a tough loss at Nicolay, 42-7. I think we're going to see tonight, again, Scott, is a lot of young guys. You're going to hear some new names. You're going to hear names like Jordan Schmidt, Marco Troca, Alex Ames. You're going to hear names like that, Andrew Miller. Where I think these guys didn't get as much playing time last year, but they're really been counted on this year for the Panthers.
Well, what's good for the Panthers is, you're right, they're skilled people. A lot of them are new. But 4 of the 5 big Palookas up front played last year. A couple of them got hurt and didn't play as much as you'd hope, but they played. Coming in, Sheboygan South play a team in Nicolay that for a while had been not good in football. They've been on the upswing. We played a North team that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I think we thought it was a really well-coached job by our coaching staff. It was a tough game. What you're going to also see is 2 different philosophies. South throws the ball. They're going to light up 5 wides. Plymouth is more traditional. You know, when you and I coached football, we coached basketball. Plymouth has a football culture. It does. When we coach basketball, we weren't football players, but we say we're going to be tough, we're going to be physical, we're going to play hard, and that's what our football team does. South, doing things different, and that's okay. If that's what their coaches want to do, that's fine. But the scores last week, like I say, Nicolay has been on the upswing in a very tough North Shore Conference. Plymouth won the game. They made their mistakes. They had some big plays. You saw it. You were there. I got to see a little of it on Plymouth Community Television YouTube when I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, or just outside Ann Arbor. So Plymouth's going to kick, Sheboygan South's going to receive, and we'll get this baby underway. Somebody asked, what would Mr. Finke have said about this field? He would have said, whatever you guys think is best. If you seriously, I mean, I ran track for him and knew him pretty well. Whatever, if this is what's best. If it sure is beautiful though. They did a
It's been a long summer of watching guys bulldozers putting things in and out. They just finished it up this afternoon.
They've got
it looks as good as it has ever looked.
And they got to finish the track yet. They got the subsurface down on the track. They're going to get it done this fall, from what I was told. Again, I get secondhand information. You're right. I was here today at about 12:30. We were getting the little black pellets dusted off, but.
Here's Owen Plate with the kickoff to start the game. Another high, deep kick for Owen Plate in the end zone. Last week he had 4 touchbacks. Started off again tonight.
Owen Plate's a potential college kicker.
Yeah,
he's a good athlete. He's a good-sized kid. We've mentioned his grandpa Gary and his dad Eric enough, but if Gary's listening, we'll mention him again. But
absolutely.
Okay, so the Panthers starting defense. Tom Blatt at defensive back, Brett Shutter linebacker, Jake Shutter linebacker, Alex Ames defensive back, Caden Kuhn defensive back, Andrew Miller defensive back, Ryan Cole linebacker, Marco Troll linebacker, Grant Lickey defensive line, Colin Harvey defensive line, and Wyatt Moore defensive line. So that's the Panthers starting defense. And South starts with a run and goes absolutely nowhere. That is a very, very nice play. Hard to catch the number.
Decker, the ball carrier.
Looked like it was.
For a loss of 4 yards, 2nd and 14.
You're going to hear Adrian Niehaus, the quarterback, and Justin Decker at names all night.
Yeah.
They're going to spread you out. They're going to do a lot of things. But
they're going with it
those
now.
Are the 2 guys
one
you're
back.
Going to hear a lot of tonight.
Quarterback, 1 back, 1, 2, 3, 4 wides.
We'll have trips off to the right. We'll run a sprint option to the left. Decker with the carry, gain about,
gets the pitch and crosses the
about
20-yard line.
4 yards, brings up 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8 for the Panthers, or for the Red Wings. Excuse me.
Alex Ames up to make the stop.
Nice tackle by Alex Ames. Came up and filled nicely for the Panthers. Made a good tackle.
Again, there's some experience on where they're strong on defense is at linebacker. Shutter, Cole, and Troca all started last year or played a lot.
Empty backfield for the Red Wings. Here's the snap. The Niehaus drops back, looks up, takes off running, trying to get a first down, gets to about the 30-yard line.
He might have it.
It's going to be close.
He's over the 30, so he's got it.
I think he just got a first down for the Red Wings.
He did not sit in the pocket very long, Oppie. And
yeah, sometimes you wonder if that was designed, if that was their call.
I don't know. I think he's probably told, if you see it, run with it.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the
What we've been
Red
told,
Wings.
good athlete, now, Plymouth did struggle at times last week was when the ball was thrown. So I'm sure South has watched the film like we watched the South film.
Motion on the left of the Red Wings, hand off to Decker up the middle, gain about maybe a yard.
I will tell you, with Troca and Kroll in the middle, I think anybody's going to have some tough times running inside against the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Panthers' interior line, if you think Moore is 6'3", 260. Colin Harvey is 5'11", 225. And Grant Lickey is 5'11", 180. And he's a little more of a defensive end type player.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Red Wings. Motion by Decker off the left. Here's a deep throw by Niehaus. We got an open receiver down the sideline, number 9. I think that's the 9 there.
Ianice's pass is caught
By Aponte.
by Giovanni Aponte.
Nice. All he did was run a streak. I mean, there was no.
It was just a 9. It was on the tree. It's a 9. Just go down the field, and if he doesn't stumble, he's gone.
Yep.
Andrew Miller, defensive back. Now he's been switched from outside linebacker to defensive back tonight because he's a nice athlete, but he simply got beat. And that's what they saw. If you saw the film last week, North did that against Plymouth as well.
Here's the snap. To Niehaus. It might be backwards. I think it went out of bounds. They'll call that a lateral. It is a lateral.
And that
will be a loss of 5 yards.
Sometime if it's backwards, it'll be a double pass, but there was nobody out on a play, so it was just a bad play.
Right.
I'll tell you, as the receiver, you want to make sure you're ahead of the quarterback, because otherwise, yeah, that's a 6-yard loss because of that throw.
Brings up 2nd and 16 for the Red Wings. No huddle, you'll see tonight. A lot of no huddle for the Red Wings. They'll send in their signals from the sidelines while they're all just standing out there. So they get the signals.
So basically, they're in their 5 wides right now.
Yep. Quads to the left, one single receiver to the right.
Overload the top of the field is what they're doing.
Pressure from the middle. Nyhouse kind of takes off.
But when
no gain though. That was sacked. We didn't get
that was a little bit of a weird play.
It was.
They're trying to set up a screen. The Panthers defended it well. There's only one guy downfield.
Right.
If that was well played by the Panther defense. So from
3rd and 16.
1st and 10 at the 29 to 3rd and 16 at the 35. The Panthers have done well in the first 2 plays. And Colin Harvey, defensive lineman, caught the quarterback. Looks like Hawaiian night for the kids down here. Am I right?
Big night for the Friars. First home game for them.
Game. Yeah, betcha.
We got a screen, a middle screen, intercepted by the Panthers. Is it number 3? I believe.
Nice passes,
number 3, Brett Schroeder with the interception.
Well, that whole play, first of all, on a screen, the linemen are still supposed to chuck the defensive linemen. They didn't. And then Nine Eyes got to get rid of it quicker. So the Panther defense holds, good job. And then when they suffered a long play, I don't want to say a break for the Panthers, but that receiver would have scored if he could have kept his feet.
Right.
But the Panther defense then got that little break, and they held. So the Panthers on offense.
8:26 to go in the first quarter, 0-0. Hand off to Troker off the right side. It's going to get a good gain, about 7 yards.
The offensive setup for the Panthers: Jake Shutter, number 6 at wide receiver; Alex Ames, 8 wide receiver; Jordan Schmidt, 8, number 9 quarterback; Andrew Miller, 19 at wide receiver; Ryan Cole, 24 at fullback; 32 Marco Troco at running back; 54 Jake Miller offensive line; 62 Oliver Sheets offensive line; 66 Mike Levson offensive line; 70 Ethan Coleman offensive line; 79 Wyatt Moore offensive line; and tonight 88 Caleb Martell at tight end.
We got a quick handoff to Andrew Miller. Gain about 4 yards, gets a first down for the Panthers. Will bring 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
And I think during the season, you're going to see that with Andrew Miller a lot. Pretty nice athlete. He's quick.
First down, Plymouth Panthers.
Well, one thing we've noticed last week and this week, you're going to see a lot of Jordan Schmidt under center as well as in the shotgun, where in years past they just went strictly shotgun.
Right. Well, we talked about that with Coach Grant in the offseason. He's going to play to his strengths. He's more of a pocket guy. He can run. He can move. He's an athlete. And then, as I was just saying,
Schmidt with the fake handoff. A little RPO gets gained about 7 yards.
Kellen Mello was fine throwing the ball, but his strength was as a runner. I think you flip it with Jordan Schmidt.
Right, absolutely.
More than 7 yards.
You'll probably see a little more play action passing.
Yep. Rollout.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Try to make the game easier for Jordan.
And Troca had a nice game. Now, in fact, if I remember, the first game of the season, he got hurt a little bit, or he'd have been more involved in the running game, but he was so valuable on defense, they kind of, that's where he played the majority of his play.
2nd and 3, Panthers hand off to
nice cut.
Troca off the left side, made a little juke, picked the lane, getting down the sideline.
Bounces the inside, run to the outside.
Troca did some stuff you can't coach.
Right.
I mean, he made that cut to the outside, broke a few tackles. He's nice. He's only a junior, and he's a nice-sized athlete. He's going to grow a little bit. They list him at 6'1", 180.
Good 26-yard run there for Marco. Gets the Panthers down to the 20-yard line. Jordan Schmidt comes up the line.
South is basically in a 4-3.
Or 4-3. Sprint handoff to Alex Ames off the right side. Cuts it up the middle. Gain about 9 yards.
Alex Ames was backup quarterback, backup running back, played defensive back last year, and he's settled into a kind of a multi-role. A slot, running back, all kinds of spots for him.
Exactly. We're talking to Coach Grant before the season. That's exactly what he said. We're going to find spots for Alex Ames. We're going to hit wideouts. He'll run wildcat. He'll run running back, wherever they can find a spot for him. 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. I think we're waiting for a motion. There you go. Schmidt gets the hand off to Trokoff, the right side. Probably get a first down.
I'll tell you what, he did a good job because that was pretty well played by South. We talked about South. They seem to be on the move a little bit. It's just they haven't developed a culture.
Yeah,
developed that winning culture. So you kids that want to be a part of the culture, you're going to win that close game. You're going to make a play, and it's not that they have bad coaches or bad players. It's just it takes time. You know, I think we saw that a little bit with North last week. That was a close ball game. The year before, Plymouth kind of pounded them.
Schmidt under center. Quick toss to Trokoff, the left side, stuffed by the Red Wings.
Well played.
Lost about 4 yards.
Well played by the Red Wings.
Well, and I agree, Scott. I mean, people don't you got to remember, Sheboygan South and Sheboygan North play in the FRCC. It's a Division I football conference. We play in a Division III football conference.
3-4.
Yeah.
More 4 probably than 3.
So just because, you know, they haven't had a winning record doesn't mean these guys are a pushover. They're not.
Right, not at all. And I think this is nice. I think you played the county teams. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think this is a good matchup for Plymouth. If they want to continue these non-conference games, I think that's wonderful for Plymouth. Schmidt drop back and pass on 2nd goal.
Nice throw.
Oh, touchdown, Panthers.
Jake Shutter.
Jake Shutter, a little square in.
Yep, Jake Shutter. A little high, good. Shutter Shuts did a good job. Great job by the line.
Yeah,
give Schmidt a lot of time.
He didn't panic back there. Made a nice pass. Touchdown for nice catch by Shutter. Brings the touchdown. 6-0 Panthers. 4:40 to go in the first quarter.
So it was nice to see who takes over the megaphone down in the stands.
You know, every year it's someone new for the Finke Friars. Excuse me.
I'll help you with that if you need some help.
I need a lot of help. Kick is up and it's good with play.
Owen Blade's extra point is good. The score, your
7-0.
7. The Sheboygan South Redwings 0.
Paddock Club. Visit the Paddock Club, located in downtown Elkhart Lake, where Chef Lynn Chisholm celebrates the bounty from local farmers using old world techniques by making artisanal handmade pasta, bread, house-smoked meats, sandwiches, and so much more. Wednesdays and Thursdays give you the opportunity to try multiple dishes at a very reasonable price with our small plates specials while still offering the regular menu. Visit the Paddock Club at 61 South Lake Street in Elkhart Lake.
You know, it's neat to see the traditions, the push-ups that the kids do, and the kids in the stands, they're new to it. You get the freshmen, sophomore, the seniors lead, generally speaking. It's just fun. You know, that's part of what they call the cultural complex. You got the fans in the stands, knuckleheads like us up here, the kids on the field. It's neat. And I frankly, I thought there'd be a little bigger crowd, but this is, you know, a week and a half before school starts.
Yep.
You know?
Well, it's a beautiful night, man.
Oh, yeah, it's
people
gorgeous.
really want to come out, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they want to sit home in their bonfire, but I hope everyone's outside. Here's the kickoff by Plate. Another deep kick into the end zone for another touchback. What people don't realize, when you kick it in the end zone, that's a huge advantage for the Panthers.
It is absolutely huge. You know, and Owen is since I saw him I had never met Eric, to be frank about it, and Owen, but I was in a little meeting last week and he was there for student council. He's good. He's 6'2", 6'3", you know, and he loves soccer. That's his favorite. That's one of his favorite sports. He's just a good athlete. But you're right. Everybody's going to be looking for somebody in high school that can do what he's doing. His first 2 kicks in the end zone. So South takes over 1st and 10 at the 20. Oppie, here we go.
Niehaus, Decker in motion off the left side. Niehaus drops back, decides to keep it. Got a little pressure, running with it. Now decides to throw it. Got a receiver open, just overthrows him a little bit.
You know, he's taken a 3-step drop, maybe a 3-step drop. And if that first guy's not open, he's looking to run right away. So, you know, it's only they've been practicing basically it's the 5th week now. But the reality is that, you know, for if you're going to throw the ball, you better give him time.
Yep.
And you better be able to read at least 2 guys. In high school, they're not going to read the whole field. But read 2 guys. Right now, he reads 1. If it's not there, he just runs.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Red Wings. Hand off to Decker off the left side. trying to find a little hole. Bounces out as far as he can to the sidelines. Doesn't gain anything. In fact, loses a couple yards. For the
Decker takes the ball.
Losses about 2 yards. Brings third and 13.
Well, they're trying to, mix in some runs. Then you're going to have to do that. Otherwise, the Panther defensive line just tees off on them. But they have had no success moving that Panther defense out of the play. Like I said, that linebacker crew, though, of Shutter and Cole and Troca, pretty darn good.
Third and 13 for the Red Wings. Decker in motion left. Niehaus gets the snap.
See, he doesn't have much time at all.
No, I think you're going to see some. And the more this happens, I think you're going to see more pressure up the middle.
Well, and I talked to Coach Knaus today, get a little pregame, and he said, yeah, they like to throw it. We struggled last week with our defensive pass defense, but the best pass defense is a good rush.
Yep.
So who's back deep? I think it's Miller. I think it's
Andrew Miller
Andrew.
For the Panthers. Brings a 4th and 18 with 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Red Wings looking to get another person on the field.
Not a bad adult crowd here tonight for sure.
Red Wings taking a timeout with 3:13 to go in the first quarter.
And the kids walk over to the sideline. To me, that's a bad sign.
Yep.
Is it just me?
Well, it's not just you.
They're just wandering over there. Yeah, why are you here?
Miller and Belt. If you're serious about your lawn, you should get a lawn and garden tractor sold by someone who's dedicated to knowing their product. That's why more and more people are realizing the value in purchasing a lawn and garden tractors from a local independent simplicity dealer like Miller and Bolt. They offer test drives, finance planning, service technician setup and delivery, and of course the best tractors and zero-turn mowers made. Simplicity. So visit Miller and Bolt, 8 Hillendale Road, corner of 67 and PP. Plymouth, Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly is your one-stop shop for all your party needs. Our deli department has a variety of subs, party trays, homemade signature salads, and don't forget the fresh baked hard rolls. Remember to shop the pig and save. Go Panthers.
And we do thank our sponsors. We'd like to find some more. In fact, last week we had 1,100 hits on our YouTube, Plymouth TV 14. We had several hundred on the Plymouth Community Television. So if people are watching the games, you're going to get your word out. I mean, 1,100, that's a lot.
Here comes the snap, and the kick is up. Deep to Miller. He's going to get it at about the 48-yard line for South. He makes a couple cuts, gets good return, brings it up to about the 35-yard line, where Panthers will take over on South's 35-yard line.
That was a real nice catch. That was not an easy ball to catch.
No, it was kind of. It wasn't a spiral. It was kind of sideways floating and made a nice play.
Okay, so the Panthers take over. It'll be the same backfield from what I can see. Kroll and Schmidt in the backfield. Miller at one end. Martell at the tight end.
Brings a 1st and 10.
Ames and Shutter. 1st and 10.
Schmidt in shotgun formation. Hand off to Troca right off the gut. Got a little trap play there. Gain about 5 yards.
Gains about 4 yards.
Brings up second, I would say 5, I think. 5.
Julius Spivery on the tackle.
What a beautiful night, Scott, as I'm looking out over.
It doesn't get much
on top
better.
Of this press box, boy, oh boy. We've seen
it is gorgeous. About 70 degrees, just a real light breeze. Not a big, south turnout, but their students are all dressed and ready to go to work for the road crew. Swing outside to Ames. Makes a nice cut, Alex. Nice job.
Gets a first down for the Panthers.
What he did well is went north-south. Didn't dance around. I see a spot. If he gets through it, he's gone, but he got the first down.
The one thing Coach Grant has been doing really well with guys like Jordan Schmidt being his first-year quarterback is he's putting him in position to have success.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Yep.
I talked about
trying to overthink it.
They talk about these quarterbacks coming out of the South where they actually can practice football during the school day. We can't do that here, and that's just fine.
Got a high formation for the Panthers. Hand off to Troca up the right side.
Good play by South. Their linebacker.
Gain a 1 yard.
Line collapses.
Will be 2nd and 9 for the Panthers.
Stops his momentum for a yard gain.
It's hard to see the numbers from where we stand, but was just a good play by the South defense, period. And we talk about a lot of the kids, and I'm not going to even go through all the sports they play, but these are multi-sport athletes.
Yep.
You know, play, their research is overwhelming, whether you're doing football, basketball, baseball, track, soccer, whatever. Just keep playing because it's good. Athletically, it's good.
Schmidt with the keeper up the right side. Gets about 6 to 7 yards. Get about 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 for the Panthers. Nice keeper by Jordan Schmidt.
It was. Again, bounced off one tackle. So they're running. Ames and Miller seem to be running it out with the plays. I think there's probably a number of people like Mr. Grahn runs in and out.
Brings up 3rd and 3. With about a minute to go in the first quarter. Panthers up 7-0. Jordan Schmidt lining up under center. I formation for the Panthers. Just a simple handoff up the Troca up the left side. Tries to bounce it outside.
Ooh, that was a
keeps his feet moving. Trying to gain.
But that was the case where if he just, I think that's the one, and Marco will learn from the film. Puts his head down and gets the first down.
Yeah, I think if he went up the right, just put his head down.
Remember, this is he didn't play a lot of running back last year because they needed him so much on defense. He had gotten hurt early in the season. He's healthy now from everything we've been told.
Brings up 4th and a long 3 for the Panthers. Owen Plate in.
Plate's going to try a field goal from the 22.
Field goal formation.
So 32-yard field goal.
Here's the snap.
Snap is good.
Kick is up, and it's more than good if it's down the middle. Nice kick by Owen Plate.
What a weapon.
Yeah.
What a nice weapon.
It looks great now, but boy, at the end of the year when you really need it, the weather isn't as great. That's when.
Well, and I'll tell you what, at the end of the year when you're kicking off turf, it's a little bit better. But there's a lot of turf.
Yeah.
Wascom has it. We have it. Ripon has it.
Port Washington.
Port has it. Right.
So, I think 7 of their 9 games this year
year
are on turf.
Yeah.
The schools in the conference that don't have turf are actually coming to Plymouth, so they won't have to play in the grass. But the WIA is definitely pushing schools to play turf because when it comes to playoff season, when you want to host a playoff game.
Well, I talked to my son's coaching at Eisenhower, and he said they're trying to get it down there, and it would seem that financially they could get it because where they play, it gets wet quickly.
Yeah.
Now, the turf should be good for somewhere about 20 years. There's a machine that cleans it off that can add 2 to 3 years by keeping it a little bit better. And the financial look at it, now this was donated funds, a sponsorship, and a little bit of money left over from one budget issue. But when you look at what it cost analysis versus regular turf, it's hard to say because regular turf wears out too.
Here's a kick by Plate. Another deep kick. South doesn't even turn around anymore. They just let it go to the end zone for another touchback for the Panthers.
Kickoff sails into the end zone, another touchback. Sheboygan South at their own
Plymouth Furniture is located on Eastern Avenue in Plymouth. They have over 40 mattress styles on display from Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. Plymouth Furniture has the largest selection of furniture, mattresses in the area with amazing selections of sofas, recliners, lift chairs, lodge furniture, dining room furniture, and custom-made Amish furniture and bedroom furniture. Visit Plymouth Furniture, 2133 Eastern Avenue in Plymouth. 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. Panthers up 10-0. Here's the snap to Sheboygan. Handoff to Decker. Thinking no gain.
I'll tell you, the Panther defensive line is penetrating into the backfield. There is nowhere for them to go running the ball, and Nyheis has had very little time to throw the ball. So the only thing you can do is go to quick hitters when you're throwing the ball, and I think the defense has taken it away a little bit. And
that's the end of the first quarter. Panthers up 10-0.
Sheboygan South Redwings 0.
2020 Visions. Just a reminder at 2020 Visions, we do accept insurance for our employees of Kohler, Sargento, Masters Gallery, Johnsonville, and many more. You can find us on Facebook at 2020 Visions or check out their website at 2020visions.com. Meyer Motors. Meyer Motors in Plymouth offers certified service, sales, parts, and emissions testing. We also purchase vehicles privately for cash. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs. Meyer Motors has been doing business right here in Plymouth since 1926, and we pride themselves on customer service with a touch of hometown comfort. You can visit them at www.gomeyermotors.com to review their inventory, service, parts, and to get to know their staff. Visit Meyer Motors at 107 Plaza Lane in Plymouth. Waldo State Bank, local, independent, just like you. Waldo State Bank has been serving the community since 1913 when Mike Briggs was a junior in high school. Visit them at 119 North Depot Street in Waldo, Wisconsin, or visit them on the website, www.waldostatebank.com. Member FDIC. Well, the team switched to field, Scott, to start the second quarter.
That happens at the quarter, Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you caught that.
Wonder if they had a moment to see if South could switch some things up and see if they can run some other options. Seems like Plymouth have been putting a lot of pressure up the middle, causing a little havoc.
Well, the Plymouth defensive line has dominated the game. I mean, they've had one play. They run. I kind of watch their offensive line, and they simply don't get off the ball. Just get after somebody, and our defensive line's okay, but part of it is on offense. It's got to be a little want to.
Right.
I'm just not seeing it.
Loss of 2 for Sheboygan South brings up 3rd and 12.
That puts Nyheis in a
tough spot. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be bringing the heat.
3rd and 12. There's a snap. We had a little bit of a false start there. I think a little motion.
Where it shouldn't happen, but happens at every level, high school, college, and pros, where a receiver jumps so early.
Preliminary indication is the illegal motion. That will leave the Red Wings with a 3rd and 16.
3rd and 17 for the Panthers, or for the Red Wings with that 5-yard penalty. Nyhouse drops back the pass, pressure up the middle, rolls off to his left, step backs and throws a pass. It's been tipped, intercepted by the Panthers. Number 11.
Caden Kuhn. It was a tip pass, but Caden Kuhn was there and alert. It was a tough throw rolling to his left, but there were kids open. It was tipped twice, and Caden Kuhn starting tonight. Caden Kuhn, only a sophomore.
Plymouth Panther.
The Panthers
by Kuhn there, right? The tip that got a little redirected in the had made a play on it.
Panthers take over at the South 38. Same lineup completely from the start.
Panthers come up with twins to the left. Schmidt under center. Looks like we're at Ryan Cole under the backfield.
Oh, somebody forgot. This will be an interesting setup.
We got time.
Hey, that's a good job by Jordan Schmidt. Really, for a young quarterback.
Double handoff to Troca up the left side. Here's a big
wide open.
15-10, 5 touchdown Panthers. 38-yard touchdown play.
That ends that question.
Touchdown.
Marco Troca, I think they timed him around a 4.7 in a combine, but I'll tell you, on the field, he went pretty quick there.
Oh, yeah, nice run by Troca, but it wasn't just Troca. The offensive line there set up a big hole for them.
What starts with kids late on the field, and Jordan Schmidt, the quarterback, waited.
Yeah.
You see guys that panic a little bit. He did a good job. Plate to kick. Schmidt to hold.
Here's the kick is up, and it's good. 10:53 to go in the second quarter. Panthers up 17-0. Turnover, 1 play, touchdown.
17.
That's a good way to do it. Just get it out of the way.
Red Wings 0.
Four Seasons Comfort is located at 426B Factory Street in Plymouth and can be reached at 920-893-8900. Four Seasons Comfort handles Bryant and Mitsubishi Dutchless heating and cooling systems. Plymouth Glass. Plymouth Glass is a family-run business, and we are honored to serve the people of our community. At Plymouth Glass, we offer a wide variety of services, including standard and custom shower enclosures, aluminum storefront windows and doors, safety glasses, glass tabletops, thermal plane replacements, plastic cabinets with many patterns to choose from, and much, much more. Stop in at Plymouth Glass. They're located at 402 East Main Street here in Plymouth, Wisconsin.
So the Panthers, I'm going to mention the Panther coaching staff. Danny Canales, head coach, defensive coordinator. Gail Braun, offensive coordinator, running backs, and QBs. Eric West, wide receivers. Christian Volbrecht, defensive backs. Jordan Miller, offensive line. Mark Volbrecht, linebackers. Kevin Butters, defensive line. The junior varsity coaches, Butters and West, coaching the junior varsity. And the freshman coaches are what we now call JV1. This is JV2. Tyler Gritt and Andrew Crivellone. Our trainer, Yoshi Oni. That's the most valuable player right there, Yosh. Roche.
Played with the kickoff, another deep kick. It might get down to about the 5-yard line, forcing Sheboygan South to return it. Up to the left side, slips, gets around the corner, gets up to about the 26-yard line. Good return by Sheboygan South.
Well, it was a good kick, nice and high. Just the contain wasn't so good.
Oh, we do have a penalty on the return.
Add that to the festivities for Sheboygan South on a rough night so far.
Holding, which typically is a spot foul.
Wait a minute.
It's going to push them
Talk
back
to
about 10 yards.
our superintendent, Dan Mella, highly regarded by himself. Joe Brandel, our principal, talked to him a little bit today. He's in the house tonight. So, you know, it's a pretty decent for the first game of the year adult crowd. Kids, not bad. Again, when you get school going, it makes a difference.
Well, actually, once next week, Sheboygan Falls will be, our old-time rival from down
That'll make
Highway
a difference.
C there.
And you know, and the reason we start early, obviously, and people say, well, why do you start? Because they want to have the playoffs, so you have a week between games as a safety factor. That's the reason. So we start early. Either that, they're going to cut out a game, and what the association decided to do was start earlier.
Niehaus back by himself, Decker in motion. Little handoff to the right side, gets a little hole, gets up.
Good fill.
2 yards.
Gives the ball off to brought down immediately.
I think that was Ames. I'm pretty sure Ames was the fill on that one.
Nice tackle by Panthers, holding their line. They're not in their role, right? They know their role. Not trying to do more than they can.
Well, that's a well-coached team, and they can pay me for saying that later, but they are. It's a way. See, now he doesn't look. We got another flag. Here you get another hold. Yeah, he steps back, and if he doesn't see it, he just goes right away.
Well, there's a penalty on the play.
That's in the backfield, so.
I'm wondering if the Panthers might decline this.
Yep.
And take the down.
Penalty marker
because
on the field.
he did lose on the sack. He lost some yards.
Holding is indicated against the Red Wings.
Yep, looks like they declined the holding penalty. They'll take the sack, which will make up 3rd and 12 for the Red Wings.
It will be 3rd and about 12.
Here's the snap to Niehaus. Hand off to Decker. Lost about 3 yards. We'll bring up 4th.
On the delay
and 15 from their own 7-yard line.
Now, when you talk about the two Sheboygan schools, what's interesting to me, and I don't quite understand this, South's about 1,200 kids. North's about 17 or more.
Right.
So I don't know why it's not divided differently, but I guess that's how it is. Because there was a discussion about North-South joining Plymouth in a conference. I know South was interested in North wasn't. That's okay.
Motion, here comes the snap for the punt. Just gets it off. Does have a nice little spiral to it. Good roll for
There go, Andrew. There you go. It's actually a pretty good kick.
Is nearly blocked, but rolls out of bounds in Panther territory at the Panther.
Panthers will start from their own.
We'll go through that offense a little bit again. Jake Shutter, wide receiver. Alex Am, wide receiver. Jordan Schmidt, quarterback. Andrew Miller, wide receiver. Ryan Cole, running back, mostly fullback. Marco Trofel, running back, more tailback. Jake Miller, offensive line. Oliver Sheets, offensive line. Mike Levson, offensive line. Ethan Coleman, offensive line. White, more offensive line. And Caleb Martell, is that your tight end tonight? When the Panthers go with a tight end, which they are right now.
Panthers in shotgun formation. Ball's hand off to Troka off the right side.
Good cut.
Hole.
Oh.
13 yards, 12 yards.
I tell you, there were some good blocks, and Troka fouled him, and then He didn't see a gap to the end zone, so he said, I'm going to take some guys with me.
Yeah. Well, it was nice. He wasn't, he accelerated right at the end when he needed to. He was just following his blocker.
He runs over his pads. You watch the way he runs. There's some kids that just seems like it's natural for Marco. Some kids it's not.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the Panthers from Sheboygan South, own 39-yard line. Motion by Andrew Miller. Oh, the 2 guys run into each other. Troka still gains about 2 yards.
Well, Miller ran into somebody, or Schmidt ran into somebody, and it didn't work so good.
Yeah.
Wrapped up by Julius Spivery. 2nd and 9.
8-17, 18-16 to go in the first half. Panthers up 17-0. Ball on the South 38. Again, what a night for football. It just, you couldn't draw it up any better.
If every night was like this, we'd all be happy people.
We're happy, Hoppy. Just to be with you.
Schmidt
We're
back
happy.
To pass, just gets it out
Nice
over the
catch.
middle.
Now, that's a really nice throw. But and the kid was open, but I've seen this a couple times where that kid out in the flat open.
Yeah.
If you get it to him, and that's because we're standing up here, it's a lot easier to see what's going on, and he'll learn. I mean, he played a little bit of varsity quarterback last year, but mostly Ames was the backup, but he had JV1 quarterback all the time.
Brings up 3rd and 2, or long 2 for the Panthers. Martell with a nice diving catch there for Plymouth. Oh, looks like we might have to take a
penalty marker on the field, stops play.
Somebody.
We have a delay game offense, but I might be a equipment delay game.
Not the mouth guard in?
Yeah.
Delay of game
because I didn't see the back judge
Plymouth, a 5-yard penalty.
Moving his hand is an indication that we're running.
Okay.
So,
and it's possible.
So the Panthers will be moving back.
You know, so
there is no penalty on the play.
They wiped the penalty out.
So Oppie and I are trying to figure out what it was, and Oppie and I both at the same time were wrong.
Mark that on your calendar. That doesn't happen.
Well, we're not noted for knowing much.
Well, very rarely are we wrong, though.
Very rarely. We're mostly here for our good looks, frankly.
Schmidt pass out to right to the
Miller. Oh, he just beats a guy and gets the. I think he got the first down.
Miller.
That's where you see Andrew's athleticism, where he just. I think he's got the first down.
Gets about 8 yards on that. Picks up the first down.
And Maddox Shong.
It'll be 1st and 10 from Sheboygan South's 24-yard line. Panthers just methodically moving the ball down. Taking some time off the clock. 6:50 to go in the second quarter. Panthers up 17-0. Schmidt under center with I formation for the Panthers. Just a quick handoff to Ryan Cole.
I'll tell you, South's defensive line isn't playing badly, but they aren't getting the fill that you need. 4-3, you got to get some fill from those linebackers.
2nd and 5.
But when in a 4-3, those linemen have to make. In the 3-4, they basically take care of the line, and the linebackers make plays. Here, it's a little bit of both ways. But you coach what you know. If you know this, then you coach it.
Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. Schmidt back handoff. Is that Alex Ames, I believe, on the run?
And a good run at that.
Carries Redwings along the way.
I'll tell you what we've seen early, and again, it's hard to judge the opponent, but the Panthers have a lot of weapons.
Yeah,
and they haven't really had to open it up in the air yet at all.
Nope. 12-yard gain for Alex Ames. Nice run for him.
Finally brings him down.
Brings up 1st and goal to go from the Sheboygan 7-yard line. Schmidt back in the shotgun formation. Back house with Ames and Cole. Handoff to Ames up the left side. Cuts back the middle.
And picks up a couple.
Yeah.
Ames
brings it down about the 3-yard line. Hit about 4.
Gains about 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 from the goal to go.
Anthony Ignacio Rios.
I talked about the Packers numbers, the Panther numbers, and you look at it, I guess they have like 25, 26 freshmen out, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's a school now of about 730 kids. When Briggsy and I started coaching back in the late 70s, we were 1,000 to 1,100 kids.
There's a snap handoff to Ames up left side. Good hit by Sheboygan South. It stopped him cold.
It looked like Isaiah Yang.
Driven backwards.
That was a great hit by Yang. Tremendous fill.
Yeah, it was a nice hit by Sheboygan South.
Adam Rodriguez stops him in his tracks.
Mr. Rodriguez coming up. Met him in the hole.
It'll be 3rd and
I think he lost about a yard. Bring up 3rd and 4.
for the Panthers.
4:40 to go in the second quarter.
Tom Blatt in way at the top of the screen.
Here's the snap, drops back the pass, quick out.
See, he's not. They have had that. I think the guys down in the box will send down that. That little swing pass is wide open.
Yeah.
If you look one way and can come back, it's wide open.
4th and goal from the
So
4-yard line.
So,
bring it
well, a couple nice plays by the South defense.
Yeah, they held them. They didn't break. They were bending, but they didn't break.
They were right. You're right, 100%.
Played back to kick about a 21-yard field goal.
4:24 to go in the first half. The Panthers will receive at the half.
Kick is up, and it is good. Field goal's good. Brings the
21-yard
score
field goal
20 to nothing. 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Panthers are up.
20. The Sheboygan South Redwings 0.
PJ Campbell's Depot is a casual dining experience in a historic train depot covered into a restaurant. Join our family and enjoy our comfort food, which includes steaks, ribs, sandwiches, and German favorites, offering something for everyone. Don't forget the Big Pretzel and Baked French Oven, open Tuesday through Sunday, opening at 4 o'clock. Visit PJ Campbell's, 114 Depot Road. Bank First. At Bank First, we believe in the building relationships and creating a better banking experience for our customers. We know our customers by name and make decisions locally, not out of state. We are advocates of customers we serve, and our team of bankers enjoy helping people achieve their goals by providing personalized customer service with value-driven financial solutions. Call or stop by one of our offices to learn why it's different at First. Bank First, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Visit them at 2700 Eastern Avenue in Plymouth.
We talked about the coaches. I'd like to mention that Pat Burnett's volunteered coaching now, helping out a little bit.
Yeah, good to see him back on the sidelines.
It is.
What year? How many years has Pat been around?
This will be 51.
51 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see that too often in high school football anymore.
Well, we talked about even Briggs and I and working with sports, and you know, we're kind of dinosaurs. That's in the end zone.
Played with another kick into the end zone.
I'm trying to think. Briggs, Plymouth Cable came to Plymouth in '83, and Plymouth Community Television was organized in '87. So we've been doing that at least since '87. You know, 35 years or anyway. Prior to that, we used to scout. That was quite a journey. When we were in the Packerland Conference, we'd scout up in Sturgeon Bay and, you know, Algoma and how the WI ever set that baby up, I don't know. Well, we made it. We scout every other week. You couldn't film. You had to write it down and talk into a tape recorder.
Redwing start off, hand off to Decker up the right side, gain about 6 yards. Might be one of the biggest yards. Running.
Second biggest gain. He had one about 9 yards early in the game, so good gain by Sheboygan South.
6-yard line.
Brings up second and 4. 4 minutes to go in the half. Panthers up 20-0. Giving Sheboygan all they can handle. Here's a snap to Nyhouse, hands off to Decker up the right side.
Hey, Decker's okay. He runs. Yeah. He's got a little bit of quickness. Takes more than one guy to bring him down. Now for South, this is a huge play. 20-0. It sounds worse than what it is for them. If they can just get a first down.
Right.
You know, I think they had a first down in their first drive. I believe they had a first down. They haven't had one since. That's a long time.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Well, they go empty backfield after they just
Red
picked up
Wings.
7 yards and 2 carries. That's interesting.
Here's the snap. Quick pass.
Quick hitter.
Gets the
Nice.
first
Now that was a
down.
nice throw. Nice throw to Andrew
Pass is
Collado.
complete to Andrew
That's
Collado.
for them. That's what they need to
Yeah.
do. Just that
It's
quick
across
hitter.
the 30-yard line for a Red Wing first down.
That's only their second first down of the game. So for them, just get something positive going. That's what they're hoping for.
1st and 10 for the Red Wings. 3 minutes to go in the half. 3 minutes left. Nyhouse in an empty backfield. Trips to the left. Twins to the right. Here's the snap. Quick pass off to the right.
Good
About
hit.
8 yards.
Nice pass is complete to Adam Rodriguez. He nets about 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 for the
So 2:34 to go in the first half. The Panthers up 20-0. Sheboygan South Redwings 2nd and 2 at their own 40.
full
Again,
house back house for the Red Wings. Here's the snap. Hand off to Decker off the left side. Bunch of Panthers there. Corral him. He breaks free. Kicks it off the right.
That was a great job not to lose 5 yards.
Right. I think he might have lost a half a yard, but a lot better losing a half yard than 5 yards.
Nearly gets to the line of scrimmage.
That was. I mean, they had all kinds of chances to get them in the backfield.
Brings up a 3rd and long 3 for the Red Wings.
Coach Burnett would call that was capturing rather than breaking down and tackling in the back. But Decker did a good job. Now they go empty backfield, 3rd and 2. Last time they ran a quick slant, real quick slant for the first down.
Nyhouse drops back, rolls to his right, got some pressure.
Oh, he's going
keeps the ball, gets a first down out of it. I think we're going to get about a gain of
scrambles ahead for first
about
down
5
yardage.
yards. Minute 30 to
no
go.
contain. Well, I'll tell you what, the Panthers though have been rolling a few people in and out. Kroll's coming back in the ball game. Jake Miller comes out, and that's what you do. You're up 20-0. It's a non-conference game, second game of the year. We start conference next week at home. Falls is in the football conference at home against Sheboygan Falls. The Highway 23 rivalry. There's that quick out. Tell you, they're making some things happen here.
Nyhouse out to number 1 for South.
Ethan Lee catches that screen pass and bolts ahead for about 7.
Gets about 7 yards on that play. Brings up 2nd and 3.
But they've had a little success. Just that quick. They can't drop back. They can't take a 7-step drop for sure, and maybe even a 3. Just a step back, find somebody open real quickly. So a minute to go in the first half. South on the move, but they got a ways to go. They have 2 timeouts to go.
We got Andrew Miller read that perfectly. Got a hand in there and knocked it down.
And knocked down by number 19, Andrew Miller.
Brings up 3rd and 3 with 57 seconds to go.
You're right. If Miller gets it, it's taking it to the house.
Yep.
So, 3rd and 3. I got to think for South, this is 4 downs.
Yeah. At this
And if they even get a play in here because they're kind of taking a long time. Empty backfield.
Nyhouse with the snap. Drops back, looks to his left. Starts to run, but he's getting sacked by
Now it's a decision you got to make if they're going to go for it. It's going to be, it's at 47 seconds. Panthers aren't taking the timeout. They could if they wanted, but Panthers will get the ball to start the second half.
About 4 on the play. 4th and 7.
I think South letting the clock run down, and then they're going to make the decision. As long as the Panthers aren't calling a timeout.
Yeah, I don't know if they have to kick it.
Yeah.
Once they set it, they might just run the half out, which for South is probably a smart.
Well, they can't. I don't think they can run it all the way down.
All right. Oh, just raised his hand up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So they might take the penalty
2,
too. What the heck?
3, 4, 5. Timeout with 7 seconds to go. South.
So okay.
Timeout.
Timeout.
All right.
Sheboygan South Redwings.
Advanced Eye Care and Dr. Tim and Cheryl Ziegler know that performing your best on the field, diamond, gym, or gym requires total fitness, including your eyes. The Advanced Eye Care staff takes care of all your eye health needs with total vision and eye health testing. treatment of your eye injuries and diseases, a guaranteed contact lens success program. Most insurance plans and Medicare are accepted at Advanced Eye Care, leading the way in total vision wellness to help you at your best. Visit them at www.advancedeyecare.
I'm going to go get my windbreaker. I'm getting cold.
Visit them in person at 300 East Mill Street in downtown Plymouth. Van Horn Automotive Group understands that the way people shop for cars and changing the programs that provide added value are important. Not only do they have over 3,000 vehicles to choose from 17 locations, but you can also buy vehicle entirely online at vanhornauto.com. Visit them at Van Horn Automotive Group at W5073 County Road O in Plymouth.
Well, the Panthers haven't decided if they want to try to have somebody catch the punt. South may have.
Not a big rush. They're just going to kick it off, let it go.
I think it's going to roll in. No, into the end zone. And the clock runs out.
At the end of the first half, Panthers are up 20-0 over Sheboygan South. For Scott Richards, Kurt Zope, and myself, we'll be back to start the second half shortly.
Finke Field, your Plymouth Panthers 20, the Sheboygan South Redwings 0.
Welcome back to Panther football to start the second half. Got about 15 seconds before we get that kicked off. Josh up in here once again with Scott Richards and our famous cameraman, Kurt Zolb. Scott, if you're Sheboygan South at halftime, what are you just talking about here?
Well, you know, if I'm Sheboygan South, I'm going to stress the positive that we held them to 2 field goals on drives inside the 30. If I'm Plymouth, I'm going to say we settled, even though you get points. They have a real nice kicker. They settled for those 2. By the same token, I thought South had a little burst near the end of the half, ran it, threw it, found out that they can throw only quick hitters. They can't drop back, they get crushed. But they battled a little bit. If I'm Plymouth, I don't want to be disappointed, but I want to go, we can do a little bit better.
Right.
You know, and we get the ball to start the second half. We want to mention, again, the sponsors for this turf football field. This football field is totally paid for by donations, thanking Sargento Cheese, Masters Gallery Cheese, Bank First National, Glacier Transit and Storage, and I'm sure there's a few others, but those are the major sponsors. So there's a little talk tonight. Well, you know, this was donated, and this will be here for 20 years anyway.
Yep.
And it will save time and money on maintaining it, and it's wonderful. It's gorgeous. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. I think you know, we have a nice indoor facility. We have this great football facility.
And I'll tell you what,
you're going to see more people
I've run programs where we have a lot of support, and sometimes it's not what we paid for this, but those little mom and pops that do a great job of helping us out.
Yeah.
Kickoff was kind of muffed. It was a bouncing kickoff.
Yeah, Tom Blad with the return for about 5 yards.
Tom Blad returns the kickoff for a short gain after the squib kick, but Panthers will.
So we'll go back to the Panthers on offense. Jake Shutter, wide receiver. Alex Ames, wide receiver. Jordan Schmidt, quarterback. Andrew Miller, wide receiver. Right, I should give you the numbers. 24, Ryan Cole, running back. 32, Marco Troker, running back. 54, Jake Miller, offensive line. 62, Ollie Sheets, offensive line. 66, Mike Levin. 70, Ethan Coleman. 79, Whitemore. And 88, Caleb Martell at tight end.
Miller in motion, handoff to Troker up the middle. For the Panthers, gain of 1.
Marco Troca goes inside the right tackle.
I tell you, South has got a little wind in their sails right now. They had
the last possession for Plymouth on offense, they really struggled running the ball up the middle. I think that's carried over
in that
to
last
this
possession by South, they moved the ball. The last play, the Panthers made a defensive play that was excellent. I thought that Plymouth would run the ball better, even though Troca had that nice burst on a little bit of a gimmick play.
Here comes motion by Andrew Miller. Little jet sweep up the left side. Catches the corner a little bit.
Andrew Miller catches the corner, but he didn't read his block at all. The blocker had an angle. The guy was going outside, and blocker did a good job, but he tried because he's a good athlete to outrun him. If he cuts it, he's going to get 10, 15, or he's gone.
Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Panthers.
We talked about Troca's patience, and again, Andrew's a wide receiver. There's a reason. He's got good hands, good speed. And you don't run that enough in practice to just read the block, but you do work on it a little bit to read the angle for the block.
Schmidt back in shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Both backs out into the flats. Just waiting. Got a flag on the play.
We're going to have a hold.
Pitch to Ryan Cole. Does get a first down, but I think we're going to have a call back for holding.
I'll tell you what, Jordan Schmidt did a nice job. He found that safety valve, but because it took so long, you're going to get a hold. So it's going to end up be 3rd and about 13.
Well, we've been around long enough, Scott, where when you see juniors, first-year quarterbacks, they do have a little bit of ants in their pants when they drop back. And he's been very patient, just seeing what the field's giving him, and he attacks it.
I thought he did what you would want him to do. He found the safety valve. Again, when you talk about, don't even talk about even a high-level college quarterback. High school quarterbacks don't have the practice time.
Yeah.
Now, Jordan's only playing one way. He could play on the other side, but they don't want to do that with him. But most of the guys he's throwing to or working with play both ways.
Right.
So when you have so much offensive time, and it's limited now by WIA policy, and rightfully so for safety reasons. So
brings up 3rd and 12 for the Panthers.
So they're going double slots, double wides.
Here's the snap. Schmidt drops back to pass. Downfield, we got a square in there. We can pass to Andrew Miller, makes a couple cuts. Picks up a first down, gets thrown out about their 42-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that was a nice throw, nice catch, nice run. And start up front. That offensive line of
good call by Coach Kahn.
Jake
that
Miller,
nice square in
Ollie
Miller.
Sheets, Mike Levson, Ethan Coleman, Wyatt Moore did a nice job. They really did a nice job of giving Jordan Schmidt all kinds of time. And when he had the time, he threw a nice ball.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 41-yard line. There's a snap, handoff to Troca, bounces back to the left side, finds a hole, gets about 9 yards on the run.
One thing I've noticed about Marco is he kind of glides.
Yeah.
He kind of glides.
You know, he's a super smart kid. He's going to make really good decisions out there.
Justice brings him down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 for the
9:21 to go in the second half. Panthers up 20-0. Went in at half 20-0. Scored 2 TDs and kicked 2 field goals. Owen Plate with 2 field goals.
Hand off to Troca right up the middle.
He's got the first down.
Pick up about 3 yards.
To South credit, what they're seeing, and their coaches, I think, are saying is, we're not going to let you run up the middle. And they're stuffing it a lot better than what they did in the first half. They've made some adjustments, and I expect within the next play or two, you're going to see something a little more interesting from Coach Cron.
First down for the Panthers.
Brings up 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Got Cole and Troca in the backfield. Schmidt going under center, high formation here.
Schmidt explaining to Miller, hey, get out there.
Just going to hand it off to Troca. A little flea
I
flicker.
told ya, here we go.
Passes deep to Miller, wide open, catches at the 15, gets to the 5, touchdown Panthers.
The Panthers run the flea flicker.
Yeah.
I said it's about that time where Houdini's going to put his hand in the hat and pull the rabbit out.
That's right.
Touchdown.
Coach Grant with the play call, a little flea flicker there. Schmidt with the nice pass. He was a little under pressure too.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't. Standing back there.
It was well run by the kids.
Yep.
You know, it really was.
Well,
I've seen that where it gets fumbled around a few times, ends up in their underwear, but it was well done. Played the kick again. Buries it. It's good.
One thing that Coach Grant does really well, and is he has fun with these kids, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't take it. He takes it serious, but not so serious where we're just gonna, run. You know, the old Vince Lombardi. He's gonna have some fun. Let's throw some trick plays in there. Just to kind of keep
I
people
knew. In fact, I remember
and
John told me, and I remember a number of coaches that we were around that said, every week, do something, just for fun. You may not run it or do 1 or 2 plays that you set up, but so 8:27 to go in the third quarter. Panthers up 27-0.
The Panther Finke Friars are getting their push-ups in for tonight. That's for sure. Looks like some of them, maybe cheated a little bit, but they try hard. I like to question a couple of those young men with their, if those really truly are push-ups.
On the other hand, it's not us.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do 27 push-ups either.
So Plate's ready to kick off to South. He's kicked off 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
I think he's had some.
Three of the 4 have been into the end zone touchbacks.
Waiting for the referee's signal. Waiting for his whistle to go. We'll get that in a second. Looks like they're all ready to go. He blows his whistle. Played up to kick the ball. Another deep
Nice
one.
high kick.
The young man.
That's a boomer.
South just stood there.
That's a boomer. Well, you tell your return guy, stand on the goal line. It's going over your head. First of all, if you catch in the end zone, you can't run it back. You stand on the 5, it goes on and lands on the 1 and bounces back. You're in trouble. So that's what you try to coach the kids. So the Panthers will go back on defense. Defensively, the Panthers, Jake Shuddy, outside linebacker. Number 6. Number 8, Alex Ames, defensive back. Number 11, Caden Kuhn, defensive back. 19, Andrew Miller, defensive back. 24, Ryan Cole, linebacker. 32, Marco Troco, linebacker. I'll get the rest after this play.
Decker in motion. Niehaus gets the snap. Looks to his right. No one open. Tries to run. Gets sacked. For a loss of
Opened
about
up
5.
late, but there was nobody open. The rest of that starting defense: Grant Lidke, defensive line; Colin Harvey, defensive line; Wyatt Moore, defensive line. So that's the starting defense for the Panthers. As we see other players come in, and we've seen a few. We'll do the best we can to get them for you.
Brings up 2nd and 16 for the Red Wings. 7:57 to go in the third quarter. Panthers up 27-0.
You know, again, this has been brought up. Why are you playing North and South? Well, they're county teams. They're bigger schools than us. I can tell you that we played Eisenhower, and frankly, the Eisenhower, some of their parents, and I understand. They got a lot of teams within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That are their size or bigger, good competition. They said Plymouth was great. We loved coming up here, loved playing them. But it's a 60, 66-mile drive versus 15 minutes.
That's right.
So it's not as easy as what you think to go schedule other schools.
It's up 3rd and 15 for the Red Wings. Empty back house for Niehaus. Trips up to the down below. Twins up right. Looks up to his right side.
There's
gets
some
a little
pressure.
Great
Great pressure. Wow.
The host.
That was just they just pinned their ears back, literally.
5-yard line.
Great defensive stand for the Panthers. They actually knock them back 15 yards in 3 plays.
Brings up 4th and a country mile to go, or 24 yards. Looks like Red Wings will be punting from their own 6-yard line. Panthers should be receiving the punt from inside the
Andrew Miller standing at just past his 40.
Down in punt formation.
Run a little motion.
Yeah, you can do all the stuff you want, but
almost blocked by the Panthers. Andrew Miller muffs the ball. I think it's recovered. Oh boy, we're gonna have a little scrum there. South recovers.
The Panthers muff the return, and the South Red Wings have come up with the football.
Sometimes
just gotta let it go.
You gotta cut your losses. A man's gotta know his limitations.
That's right.
32-yard line, first down, Sheboygan South.
Brings up 1st and 10 for South with 6:20 to go. South with quads down below, single up receiver up wide. They're looking quick pass out to the left of Decker. Cuts it back to the middle. Gain about
about 2
yards.
Decker.
Looks like they've done a lot of work for 2 yards. 6 minutes to go.
Well, it looks, you've seen that play enough that it's going to go to Decker. I mean, and he seems like he's okay.
He's a nice player.
Yep, he's okay.
The problem is when it's just 2 guys, it's with 11 on defense, it's easy to guard 2 guys. Here's a snap. Niles fires the left. Good catch by number 1.
That was not well defended. I don't know what the setup was, but it almost looked like they were a little bit confused getting out there. A little different formation, to South credit.
South got a first down on that.
Yeah, they did. They're no huddle now, Hoppy. They're full no huddle now.
Their hurry up offense for Sheboygan South.
And that's good for Plymouth to see this kind of stuff.
There's a snap. Niles pumps, fakes, tries to get some deep pass. Catch, might have catch along the sideline. Got his feet in. Oh, he sure did.
Great catch.
On the sideline.
What a 15-yard pass play. I quite didn't get the number there. Maybe 15.
That's a great catch. It looked like the catch was made by made by Decker. That was a great catch.
Just got his feet down. Looked like a professional out there with getting his feet in. Red Wings in Panther territory on their 40-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Red Wings. Here's the snap. Another quick out. Almost picked off by Andrew Miller. He's been waiting on. He's been sitting on that play all night. He's going to get one. That
broken up by Andrew Miller on the far side.
Brings up second and 10.
You know, South situation down 27-0. I think if you get inside the 50, like just be me, it might be 4 downs.
You're right, absolutely.
We've got a
Niehaus back to pass, rolls to his left, tucks it under, runs with it, gained about 4 yards.
Out of the pocket, scrambles ahead for nearly 5 yards.
So they picked up about 4. 5 minutes to go in the third. South is inside Plymouth territory at the Panther 36. 3rd and 6. This is definitely 4 downs to me. And Briggs concurs, if that means anything.
Well, you know, when we have to go to our sideline reporter who's standing
well,
on top of the press box,
Yep,
Mike Briggs,
yep.
it's a wealth of knowledge for all of us.
Wealth of something.
Empty backfield. Here comes Decker in motion. Handoff. Rolling to his right for Decker. Trying to catch the corner. Does. Might have gotten him first down.
It looked like they had it contained and just stopped.
Gained about 8 yards.
I tell you, it was a nice. Decker gave him a little juke and then carried it out, got around. So they got there.
Not before a first down, Sheboygan South.
I tell you, the muffed punt. The muffed punt is right now playing well. And Plymouth looks a little. They're not covering everybody at the top of the screen.
Niehaus drops back, decides to pass off to the right side, just overthrows his receiver.
Very nice pass intended for Nehemiah Toller.
Toller was open for Sheboygan South. He just overthrew him a little bit.
He was open and the swing was open. But again, a quarterback in high school is looking one side. Very rarely do they look both sides, unless it's kind of set up like that to look right and it's going to be open on the left. But
Decker and Niehaus in the backfield. Here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Over the middle. Touchdown, Sheboygan South.
That was open. That was man coverage.
Nehemiah Toller over the middle.
That was man coverage.
Touchdown.
And he ran right up the middle of the field, right down the seam, and it was a nice throw.
Beautiful throw for Sheboygan South. What's the score? 27-6 currently. 4:19
so the
to go
turnover really comes back to cost the Panthers.
Yeah.
And to South credit, they take advantage of it. That was a nice drive by Sheboygan South. Good job by Niehaus, Decker, Toller for the touchdown.
South and field extra point formation. Here's the snap, here's the kick, and it is good. 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Panthers still up 27-7.
The score, your Plymouth Panthers 27, the Sheboygan South Redwings 7.
Huberty, a destination for innovation and inspiration for all our clients, employees, and communities. In an environment where clients demand more than just traditional accounting services from their CPA, Huberty's mission is to be the most sought-after firm in our core areas of accounting, analysis, strategy, and planning. We begin by learning about you, your unique needs, to find the perfect mix of services for the phase of life or business that you are in. Then we continue to work closely with you throughout your business's career or life to help you transition to the next phase as smoothly as possible. Whatever phase of life or business, Huberty has a team of experts to help. Visit Huberty at hubertycpas.com or call them at 920-892-2423 or visit them at Huberty, 2831 Eastern Avenue here in Plymouth.
So South is going to kick off as they did to start the second half, where the Panthers drove down for a score. Panthers had them. They knocked them back 15 yards on a punt. That was but a tough one to catch. Was muffed. South's coverage team recovered. They went down, took advantage of it, and scored a touchdown. 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Panthers still up 27-7.
South waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. Get the kick off. Here we go. Here's the kick. Little squibber to the right side, trying to catch Panthers offside. Now we got a little flag.
Dominic Justice
kicking the ball out of bounds. Panthers will start on the 35-yard line.
That will be a penalty.
You know, that in high school, that maybe should be more of a penalty. Because if you think about most kickers in high school can only get it down to about the 10.
Kick it again.
Yeah, I think that's a good move by the Panthers. Panthers can make the decision. Yep, they can make him kick again. Yeah, well, they've shown they don't want to kick it. They kicked the squibber, and now they get a little punch kick out of bounds.
Legal procedure. Sheboygan South will have to kick from their own 35 instead of the 40.
No, I said they're.
Hey, bud, pick up your tee. There you go.
5 yard. No, they're going to make him kick it again. I think they
back 5 yards.
Yep.
Good decision by Plymouth.
There
I think
will
you're
be a
right with the
5-yard penalty, and the Red Wings will re-kick.
See what South decides to do this time, if they want to kick it a little deeper, or
I think that's
try
an
to
advantage for the
find a hole.
Panthers. I don't think they are going to end up a whole lot worse unless he kick it right down the middle where there's a big gap.
South out to kick again. Yep, right down the middle. Tom Blad with the kick. Return from the 20, up the left side to the 30, 35, up to the 40, 42-yard line.
Tom Blad returns.
Tom Blad gives it a nice hit. He picked up 5 and 7, so they're at about the 42 instead of the 35. First and 10 Panthers.
Gained 7 yards on that.
Yep.
Taking that penalty.
Again, 4:12 to go in the third quarter. Panthers up by 20, 27-7. Scott Richards, Josh Oppeneer, Kurt Salt, Mike Briggs, and holding security. So I think, again, let's see if the Panthers can just start grinding that running game a little bit. They're going to have to run the ball. That's going to be more. Yeah, we got a little offsides.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, the kid went down. I think he just kind of stumbled going down. That makes it a little bit different.
Bring up a first and 5 for the Panthers.
Encroachment into the neutral zone by Sheboygan South is a 5-yard penalty.
Now we got the full 5 now.
First and 5, Plymouth Panthers.
The counting was off there for a second, but
yeah, they were down
regrouped.
one.
That's what a good team does. They talk to each other, figure it out. Brings up first and 5 for the Panthers. 4:12 to go in the third quarter. They're up 27-7. There's the snap to Schmidt, hand off to Troca.
Good
off the
cut.
right side. Gain about 4 yards.
Tell you what, but South has stiffened up on defense.
Yeah,
I mean, that play, 2 plays, one again, I hate to say trick play, but more creative plays have scored 2 touchdowns. But in terms of just grinding it out, they've kind of stood a little tall since early in the game.
Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Panthers from the Sheboygan South 49-yard line. With Troca and Cole in the backfield or Schmidt. Here's the snap, handoff, fake handoff, pass deep to Shutter. Shutter with reception.
He's got it. There we
Panthers.
go. Nice throw, Jordan Schmidt to Jake Shutter.
Jake with a nice stutter step out there at the wide receiver and took off.
That was a nice throw again. Nice fake by Schmidt. The line did its job, and Schutz caught it and took it to the house.
Yeah. Good play. Nice pass by Schmidt, too. He really stepped into it, made a nice fake on the RPO.
He throws a nice ball.
Throws a nice ball.
He does.
Panthers looking to go for 2, maybe? Try and get back.
Well, Schmidt's the holder. They are going for 2. I suppose, why not? 3:23 to go. Clock stopped.
If we can get it to 35.
Yeah, it's non-conference preseason. I hate to say preseason. It's the season, but it's non-conference.
Here's a snap. Another quick in. Catch by Andrew Miller. Panthers convert on the 2-point.
The 2-point conversion pass from Schmidt.
Nice pass.
I'll tell you what.
By Schmidt.
He's throwing a pretty nice ball.
For your Plymouth Panthers,
Brings the 35.
The Sheboygan Red Wings 7.
3:23 to go in the third quarter. Panthers up 35-7.
So the Panthers strike right back after a good drive by Sheboygan South. 33-7, 3:23 to go in the third.
If you're retiring and eligible for Medicare, turning 65, or just curious to find out if your plan is the right one for you, American Senior Benefits is here to help. Ryan Riley and Kristen Heidemann are experienced in providing personalized service to explain and guide you through the Medicare process and provide you through a free needs analysis with options available at the low cost and the best health care coverage. Call Ryan at 920-207-0731 or Kristen at 920-207-8037 to set up an appointment, or visit them at American Senior Benefits, 1215 Eastern Avenue here in Plymouth.
Decker and Lee deep for the Red Wings.
Plate with the kickoff. There's another deep kick. Looks like he got in the end zone. Another touchback.
That ball will bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
You're right, though, Oppie. That's a huge advantage.
Yeah. Will start on their own.
And the fact, I would bet his range field goals is 45 yards anyway.
Right.
40 for sure, so that's a 50-yard field goal from the 40. But it's nice to see touchdowns.
Yeah. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Red Wings from the 20-yard line.
We've been a little confused at times on defense with all the moving around that South's done, and they're going to be confused a little bit right now.
Niehaus rolls to his right, floats one out there. Holy, if he caught it, I think Southwood had a nice big gain for a first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, the outside, now what's happening is because his linebackers are having to move around a little bit more, the line has to be more responsible, have outside contained. And you don't want, if Niehaus gets outside, he had a chance for a big gain there if he completes that.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Red Wings. They've been doing a lot of deep crossing patterns.
They have.
Well, down the middle, too.
Yep.
I think that's causing Plymouth a little bit of an issue. Here's the snap. Niehaus quickly out to the left side to number 1. Breaks a couple tackles up the left side.
Screen pass.
That's what South's figured out. They figured out we're just going to get it out in space.
Yeah, Lee with a nice run.
Catch his way across the 35-yard line.
Gain of 14.
Down, Red Wings.
Lee with a little scamper there after catching. Did a nice job for Sheboygan South.
Well, and I think what they've done is South's done a bit better job of giving Nienhuis a little protection as well.
Here's a snap. Quick pitch to Decker off the left side. Trying to cut back to his right. Doesn't really gain anywhere. Loses about a yard.
I tell you, he picked up 3
about 4 yards
to make it a 2-yard loss.
Right.
They had him well contained.
Ryan Cole.
I tell you, there's some hope for Sheboygan South. They're doing some things well. Nienhuis has found his rhythm a little bit. They got to learn who they are, you know.
Niehaus drops back to pass, little deep one. He got a wide open receiver. He's open, catch by number 11, Decker. Gain about.
Nienhuis' pass is complete to Treston Decker. Well inside Panther territory.
About a 40-some yard gain there for.
That was a nice throw.
Niehaus, nice ball.
When they put Decker outside, that's who he's looking at.
Yeah.
Whoever sees number 11, they know that's who Nienhuis is looking at.
Another empty backfield, Decker in motion. Quads down below, single receiver up high. Throwing a little confusion at the Panthers. Tucks it and runs.
Nienhuis is flushed out of the pocket.
We got a flag at the end. Looks like we gain about 7, but I think we might have a late hit by the Panthers.
I think you're right.
Penalty marker on the field.
It's going to put them within, definitely within 20 yards. Might get it down to about the 12, maybe.
A 15-yard penalty is marched off against Plymouth. First down, Sheboygan South at the Panther 15.
About, let's say it. There we go, down to the 13-yard line. Excuse me, I thought it was a 12. 13-yard line.
Now, it makes a little difference. You don't have to drop your defensive backs back so far. Right now, the safeties are 13 yards deep. That 13 yards is at the goal line.
Niehaus all back by himself. Looks to his left, throws it up there. Gets it out of bounds.
Good coverage, double coverage on that side.
Aiden Nienhuis' pass is incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Red Wings.
Conte. 2nd and 10.
I think things tighten up. The field's not as open for South now.
Right.
Which is going to cause a little bit of an issue for them.
That's why you looked at the safety standing at the goal. That should prevent a touchdown, but maybe not. Just seemed like okay. South's tightened up its. What they've got set up almost looks like they're going to send somebody around down the corner. There he goes right there.
Niehaus drops back, takes off running, scatting through. In about.
Well, the defensive line didn't stay in their lanes
5
at all.
yards.
I watched that time. Not at all.
Well, in about 5 yards, brings up third and 5.
Dodges his way for about a 6-yard gain.
1:30 to go in the third quarter. Panthers up 35-7. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Red Wings on the Panther 8-yard line.
1:21 to go in the third. It's been an interesting third quarter, to say the least.
Niehaus gets it out to Lee. Lee immediately is tackled for a loss.
I think he kind of slipped a little bit too.
Goes for a small loss. He slips down at
I'll tell you, South does not have a large contingent of players.
No.
4th and 7.
Brings up 4th and 7. Under a minute to go.
Now here, just keep Nienhuis in the pocket.
Yeah, you don't
Don't let him run. Yep. South, good job. Timeout. 47 seconds to go. Hey, it looked like the Panthers are running with it. They're not anymore.
Right. Yeah, every time Niehaus takes off running out of the pocket, I think good things happen for South.
Well, I think they've relied on, hey, we'll put pressure on. We talked about that with Coach Canals today. They get pressure on. But what's happened is they've spread them so much, and the pressure is at times not contained them and at times not gotten there.
Right.
And they've completed some long passes.
It'll be interesting to see what play call that South comes up with.
Yeah, I think again, Nienhuis is going to look to run up the middle if it's open. But next week, the Panthers host our arch rivals for a long time, Sheboygan Falls Falcons, coming here to the Panthers. They won last week big over, was it Brown Deer? Brown Deer.
Tonight they're up in Kiel.
Kiel's got a nice team.
Yep.
So
I haven't got any other scores. Usually you get a bunch of scores from your friends throughout the county and they tell you how things are going. I haven't heard anything. So 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. Panthers up 35-7. Coming out of a timeout. I also wouldn't be surprised if South tries to get something over the middle. If Niehaus isn't going to run, let's try to get.
They that's one thing. We're sitting up here and they've got, I'm sure, the Panther kids guessing too.
Right.
'Cause we certainly are. Well, we're going to find out in a couple of seconds as South comes out here. Okay, loaded, empty backfield, loaded wide to the right. Wide side of the field is obviously to the right. And now it's in the gun.
Here's the snap, and he drops back. Pick off by Troka.
Troka, good job. They went for that quick hit over the middle, and Marco Troka did a great job, but there was good pressure up the middle.
While he blitzed up the middle, it caused him to throw quickly, but I don't think...
Did Kroll blitz? I couldn't pick it up. Kroll blitz. So they made him throw it quickly, didn't pick up Troka. Great trade. Marco. Let's see the Panthers now. 41, just under 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Panthers take it and march it down the field.
Starting from their own 10-yard line.
Number 35 in for the Panthers, Mason Meyer.
Here's the snap to Schmidt, hand off to Troka, runs up the right side, gain about 3 or 4 yards. I think once they spot the ball, he can run the clock out, get out of the quarter.
The right guard for about 5 yards.
Nice run by Marco Troka.
I think Coach Grahn just said the same thing. We're going to let the clock run. We'll start fresh going the other way. Panthers will be up at the end of 3 by a score of 35-7. South had a nice drive and a couple big plays, but Troka made a great play and good pressure up the middle helped Troka make that play.
They've done a lot of nice things. South has done a lot of good things in the third quarter. They came out at halftime, they made some adjustments, and they had a nice quarter for them.
And that is the end of the third quarter of play. The score, your Plymouth Panthers 35, the Sheboygan South Redwings 7.
here at TV 14, we'd like to thank all our sponsors. For us to do what we do, these people have been great for us and helped us throughout the years and sponsored TV 14. So,
you know, and we're going to look for some more sponsors. We said last week we had 1,100 hits.
Yep.
People that sometime watching the game, a lot of them permanent. We also had some visuals on our TV 14.
yeah.
You know, so it's supports the kids. Sponsorship supports the kids and the community in football, boys and girls basketball, softball, and volleyball. Although we haven't done softball the last 2 years, but and then it gives you some bang for your buck as well. So
That's right. And we'd like to thank them once again, letting everyone know who our sponsors are. Pata Club, Miller and Bolt, Plymouth Piggly Wiggly, Plymouth Furniture, 2020 Visions, Meyer Motors, Waldo State Bank, Four Seasons, Comfort, Plymouth Glass, PJ Campbell's at the Depot, First Bank First, Advanced Eye Care, Van Horn Automotive, Huberty,
So,
American Senior Benefits. Without
here we
them,
go.
we
Second
wouldn't
and
be able to be
5.
are.
Second and 5. 12 minutes to go. The fourth quarter begins. Up 35-7.
Full back, hand off to Troca, bounce back to the left side. Gain about 2 right now.
That's about it, though. The middle has not been there.
Troca goes off left tackle for a short gain.
Brings up about 3rd and 3.
Bottled up there by the right side of the Red Wing line. Third and 3.
There we go for the Panthers. Got Troca and Cole in the backfield with Schmidt. Andrew Miller and Tom Blad out wide. Handoff. Alex Ames, Ames in the backfield. I haven't called his name in a little while. Ames in the backfield, nice little run.
So they moved. The big thing is they moved the chains. Keep the clock moving.
Gets a first down. Brings up 1st and 10 for Plymouth from their own 23-yard line. Schmidt under center for a little I formation. Troca and Ames in the backfield.
So I tell you what, that was a great cover by that cornerback. You know, he didn't look for Ames. You know, it's hard to block out there, but he just had the cornerback did a great job coming up and making a play. So that means you're going to have to keep him honest a little bit.
Yep.
Little run fake and then send him deep. Now the safety definitely slid that way very quickly. Number 9 for Sheboygan South, but that was just a good defensive play by South's corner.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9 for the Panthers.
I thought we'd be able to run the ball a little bit better than what we have, but we've thrown the ball extremely well. So they've been playing a run and giving us the pass.
Schmidt drops back to pass over the middle. Looking incomplete, looking for Andrew Miller.
I don't know if Miller was supposed to settle, whatever it was.
Slipped down on the play.
I thought it was. You thought it was for Miller too, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought Miller on the crossing route.
Unless Caleb Martell said John Miller, our Cracker Jack announcer, said it was for Caleb Martell. Well, brings up a long 3rd and 9. Now Schmidt's had time to throw, and he's found people when he's had time.
Here's the snap. Schmidt drops back to pass off the left side.
Good play, good run.
I think it's
Schmidt's pass is complete.
Nice throw. I'll tell you, that's becoming kind of a nice combo here.
6,
That was a good throw.
Jake Shutter with a nice catch.
Dinged up maybe just a little bit.
Plymouth Panther.
He's got some good hands, Jake Shutter
He
does.
Shuts has some nice hands. He does. I'd be careful. There's a couple of Shuts on the team, so I got to make sure I say
Yeah,
Jake
we get the right one.
Yeah. But if I say Shutter, I'm going to get at least one out of the 2.
Picks up a first down for the Panthers. Hand off to Troca.
There we go. Get outside. Come on, big fella. Oh, inside the 40.
A 25-yard gain there.
There, that line created the hole I've been looking for. Right up the old middle. And I would suspect that Josh
ball is placed at the 39-yard line of Sheboygan South. First down, Plymouth Panthers.
I think Ryan Cole was in on that as well, the lead blocker. Now he's a single back in the backfield now. So that should take some defensive backs. Boy, they're at the top of the screen. It's wide open.
Team's in motion. Hand off the jet sweep off to the left side.
Good
Cuts
cut.
it back up the middle.
Exactly what you want to see. Take it.
Nice run by Ames.
That's a running back. He read the block, took the cut.
Yeah.
Finds a hole and takes the ball
25-yard run.
The Red Wing 15-yard line. First down, Plymouth Panther.
First down for Plymouth. 9 minutes to go in the game. Panthers are looking to put another score on the board up to the 15-yard line of Sheboygan South.
Even a field goal. Oh, touchdown. Right.
Looks like we got Allen's line to the right. Troca gets a handoff, runs to the right, cuts back
He's
left.
cutting. He's
Touchdown,
going to
Panthers.
Touchdown.
49 on the clock.
The end zone.
Boy, do we have a visual of him cutting that baby?
Yeah. He read it perfectly. He took what the defense was giving him, and he made a nice cut.
There's some things you get in the crib, you know, when you're born, and that looked like just a natural running back.
Yeah. Panthers play lined up for the extra point. Here's the snap. Holds down. Kick is up. It's good. Puts the Panthers up 42-7. 8:39 to go in the fourth quarter.
Schmidt is good. The score, your Plymouth Panthers 42. The Sheboygan South Redwings 7.
A lot of work for our Friars tonight.
Yeah, they're going to get a little work on. They had that one extra brat. They're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Also like to give a big shout out to Kurt Zolp running the camera tonight. It's good to see Kurt again. He wasn't here last week. Out fishing, catching his limit of walleye and perch. Gary Kaiser is inside the building, making sure our signal gets out clearly to everyone, all of you at home. Without those two guys, we definitely wouldn't be doing any of this fun stuff. Panthers looking to do a nice kickoff again.
To see the kids having fun. Good, clean fun. Come to a ball game. Support your team, but have fun. You know, there's some things, people are going to go, well, I don't know about that. It's pretty innocent, though. I think, yeah, we talked one year, we did a little TV thing with the Friars. Maybe this year we'll do one again. But I did get a hamburger out of that deal. That made it worth it. Okay, so plate's going to kick off. Now, what we have, Panthers are up by 35. In the second half, it's however you refer to it. Sometimes it's a mercy. If you're up by 35, it's a continuous clock on a
played with another deep kick into the end zone.
Pass caught out of bounds, incomplete pass, whatever. The clock does not stop. It does stop there because it's another touchback by Plate. He had one non-touchback, and that was kicked very, very high. So as soon as the ball is snapped, that thing's going to run unless it's a timeout or a change of possession. And that makes a big difference.
Oh, Coach Knauss taking a timeout. I think you're going to start to see a lot of subs in and out.
Timeout, Plymouth
cause a little confusion at times, but you know we're trying to get these kids in and out. And
well, I think we need to blame the defensive coordinator on that, right? Absolutely. His job to know who's going in. Again, we do want to mention all the coaches, and in any sport, whatever, they put in a tremendous number of time. They do it because they love it. Yeah, you don't. Well, you think about this. I think they were done 11th or 12th of June, you know, but I know they have a week of team camp. They have youth camp. They're in the weight room at 6 or 6:30 in the morning. They rotate that a little bit, and they start the 2nd of August. So anybody thinks that, hey, they got the summer off. Far from it. And that's not just football. Now, the other sports don't start the same, but soccer, volleyball, swimming, tennis, we now have girls golf. They come back, you know, in the summer. And again, those coaches, Danny Canals, Scale Grun, Eric West, Christian Volbrecht, Jordan Miller, Mark Volbrecht, Kevin Butters, Tyler Gritt, Andrew Crivelone, and our volunteer, Pat Burnett.
Niles drops back to pass, looks to roll to his right, carries the ball, gets out of bounds and gain about 2 yards.
But the clock. Yeah, Neonice is a decent athlete. He gets out of a lot of trouble. The clock continues. Here's the difference now. Normally the clock would stop. Not now. The clock runs. Now we'll try to get. We see different numbers. We're not great at this, but I do see 21 Eli Kauliati, in. That's number 21. Try to pick up as many as I can when I can.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Red Wings. Niehaus and Decker in the backfield, hands off to Decker, gets stuffed right away for a loss. Probably lost a 3.
Number 17, Jackson Nilitz is in the ball
Decker
game.
Goes nowhere. Third and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 12, or 3rd and 12 for the Red Wings.
Eli Coletti on the stop.
Coletti, 22, is in the ball game. Ethan DeMonk back in, the defensive back. Has played off and on a little bit.
This is a pass for Niehaus, looking deep, pulls it back, takes off running. Gets to the outside, picks up some yards.
And boom.
Oh, gets stuffed.
Gang tackled, and he brought down
about 7 yards.
Number 35, Mason Meyer, in on the tackle. Mason was in the backfield a little bit earlier.
Harvey, among others.
Caleb Martell at one of the linebacker spots. Caleb was playing at tight end. Eddie Mella in the defensive backfield. 4th and 5 for South. Looks like they're going to kick it. And that's probably a wise move. Back deep for the Panthers. It's Nilitz back deep for the Panthers to return the kick.
There's the 4th and 5. There's the punt. Gets off a nice spiral punt. It's going to get a little roll on it.
You're right. Just let it go. Okay. Panthers did a nice job stopping himself on defense. 6:23 to go. The Panthers will take over. The clock will continue to run.
First down, Plymouth Panthers.
Panthers will take over. 6:12 to go.
Try to get more new numbers. 12. Andrew Rao. Mella, 13 is in. Number 3, Brett Shutter is now in at running back. If we see other numbers, Oppie, help me out. 70. 50, let's see, 55, Colton Bolcham. We're going to see some sophomores, some juniors, kids that didn't play. Maybe played a little bit on special teams, and they're down 1, so we're trying to get somebody out there. We're going to get a penalty pretty quick.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, well, yeah. Jackson Pickard, we know who wasn't out there because he's coming in the ball game right now. Picks.
Panthers get up to the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Oh, we got a little motion. I think we're leaning a little.
Penalty marker.
Now, granted, you got new kids on, but as coaches, you always tell them to be ready. As a dad and a grandpa, you go, I understand. As a coach, what are you doing?
Right. Push the Panthers back 5 yards.
It did. 6. Again, we'll have some kids that played on defense that are sliding in a little bit on offense. We just can't see all the numbers.
Panthers with the run up the right side, got a little hole. Number 3,
Brett Shutter. Quarterback right now is Caden Kuhn. Number 11 playing QB. Number 20, Ian Schweitzer in that running back.
Gain of about
Schweitz.
12-yard gain with Brett Shutter. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, the clock keeps running. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Panthers up 42-7.
Here's the snap, handoff. So number 30 there, I believe. I have to put my glasses on, or is it 20? Sorry.
20?
20.
That's Schweitz. 77 in the ball game. Emmett Kaludi. Kuliati.
For a first down, Plymouth Panthers.
Panthers content just running the ball, get to keep the clock moving. .3:43 to go in the game. Panthers up 42-7. Here's the snap. And then a handoff.
Pick up of about 3. I tell you, the line's doing a nice job. I'm sure South has some new kids in as well, to their credit.
Ahead for about
hey, again, this is not an embarrassment for South. They did some things that were okay. They just, again, they have to develop a culture, what they want to do and how they're going to do it. And
well, and I think last week and this week, Plymouth had 2 really good non-conference games.
Right.
They've won.
Yeah.
But I think this is good for Plymouth too, right? We're learning. And we only have to go 10 miles down the road. Panthers is at number 3 with the carry.
Shutter some room around the right end.
Number 30, Deacon Allen is in for the Panthers. Again, a lot of sophomores.
First down
the way they do it now, you have JV1, JV2. JV1 and 2 is JV1 is generally sophomores, maybe a couple freshmen and some juniors. JV2 is freshmen and some sophomores. So we're going to be under 2.5 minutes and the ball gets snapped.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on the South 40 or 38-yard line. Sorry, excuse me. Handoff Schweitzer.
I ran into Grandpa Leroy down at Costco the other night. You know, funny because my grandson Cooper playing baseball against Plymouth, and there's this guy in first base, and they're talking and laughing. Ends up being Schweitzer and my grandson. Oh, you know, as it goes in today's world,
right?
They're now conversing online, but it's kind of neat.
Yeah. 2 minutes to go in the game. Brings up 2nd and 4 for the Panthers.
Nice drive by this group for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Again, I know I'm going to miss a number or so, and I apologize. We just can't pick them out.
There's a snap handoff to Schweitzer again up the middle. It looks like we might have a penalty flag.
Looked like somebody may have jumped a little bit.
Well, either that or he wasn't on. We didn't have a guy on the line of scrimmage on the wide receiver on the far field side.
Okay, but again, the clock continues to run.
Yep, clock is going to run.
Will be a 5-yard penalty.
44 for the Panthers. Eric Pringle is on the field, running in a play, going in with a play. 75, Chase Elmer. Again, a lot of sophomores.
Brings up 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. About a minute to go, almost 1:10.
Yeah, about 2 more plays, maybe.
Yep. Just a reminder, next Friday, 7 o'clock here at Finke Field, Panthers take on Sheboygan Falls. Oh, we're going to have to take a timeout. I don't think they're lined up wrong. Coach Canales takes a timeout to make sure. Well, you know, these guys don't get a lot of playing time, and this is an opportunity to learn for them, and hopefully.
And the fact he's out there, they may be like, but you know what? He's telling them, I care how you're playing.
That's right.
You know, we may need you more than what you think as the season goes on. We're early, and fortunately, the Panthers have looked to be in pretty good shape health-wise, but yeah, he's out there because, hey, listen, this is our culture. This is what you're going to do. This is what we want you to do, and we want you to at least get lined up right.
That's right.
So
once again, next Friday, 7 o'clock, Sheboygan Falls here. We hope to see everyone out. If you can't make it, definitely turn on TV 14 or go to YouTube and
Plymouth Community Television YouTube live broadcast.
Yep. 56 seconds to go in the game. Panthers just going to run the ball, run up the left side. Yep, we got a holding penalty probably.
Kuhn on the keeper.
Our sideline reporter, Mike Briggs, called it.
On the field.
Got a holding on Panthers.
Indicated against Plymouth.
Let's keep the. Oh, I think.
Kids down on the field.
Sheboygan South took a timeout. Oh, we got a hurt player from Sheboygan South.
Clock is stopped for an injury.
Next week, Sheboygan Falls.
And holding penalty for the Panthers.
So for the start of the conference, Falls is part of our football conference. It's an interesting football conference. Port, Plymouth, Falls down here. Then you go upon Kewaskum, Ripon, Berlin, Kettle Moraine Lutheran.
Panthers are picked and projected to win the conference again, but I think you're going to see a lot of between Port Washington and Kewaskum and Falls.
Port's got a game tonight. They play Grafton, who had a big win to start their season last week. They're picked to do well in that North Shore Conference. Kewaskum, it all depends. You know, they're generally solid. KML gave us all we could handle last year.
Oh, the young man's getting up. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's maybe have an ankle or a knee. So hopefully they can get him out and hopefully he'll be ready to go next week for Sheboygan South.
He's struggling a little bit.
Well, with the holding penalty, it'll bring him back 10 yards. Will be 2nd and 19 and 41 seconds to go. You might see at this point Plymouth either taking a knee or hopefully just taking a knee.
Yeah, you know,
get out here with no more
sometimes because you just, you know, let these kids are just playing. You let them play. You know, I know, you know, and I don't, whatever you decide to do, but they're on the field. They're under the bright lights, playing their first home game on a brand new turf.
Yeah, it looks beautiful
field.
From our vantage point on top of the press box. The field looks absolutely beautiful. There was a lot of work between the company that installed it and our staff. They've worked their tails off.
They were working at night under the lights.
7 days a week, Sundays,
Saturdays.
They're
taking a knee op. You were 100% right.
Taking a knee. And that should do it for Panthers. By the time they set the ball, we'll be under 30 seconds. Great win for Plymouth tonight, 42-7.
Somebody just had Todd. That hasn't happened for about.
Aiden Kuhn takes the knee for the final play of the
once again, final score here at Plymouth Finke Field. Panthers 42, Sheboygan South 7 for Kurt Zob, Gary Kaiser, Mike Briggs, Scott Richards, Josh Epner. Thank you guys, and we'll see you all next week.
The final score, your Plymouth Panthers 42, the Sheboygan South Redwings 7.